Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
What up, though, Detroit?
It's the Mac and Macho show. Let's get it.
Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. I got Mark
Panda,
D
what's up?
on the ones and twos. 7 Mile Radio, 7 Mile Update on Facebook, 7 Mile Radio on YouTube, all other outlets, 7mileradio.com. It's the hot
back,
box.
Regina, welcome back.
We appreciate our 8 listeners already, ready to go, ready to rock out, ready to vibe with us. First and foremost, to God be the glory. You know what I mean? I had to Tupac the situation and check myself out the hospital so I didn't miss today's episode. Today's
Boy
show.
Been in the hospital all weekend.
Man, my blood pressure was high as giraffe's ears. Because the last time I said giraffe's pussy, the nurse was like, "You can't say that." I said, "But if you don't, I'm grown in a motherfucker."
No, let me tell you what type of man you're dealing with. This nigga breaks out of the hospital, calls his barber, and makes an appointment for a haircut. And then the very next day shows up to do this podcast because he knows consistency is the key to success.
That's one of the mantras of my clothing line, though. Consistency creates separation.
Ooh.
You feel what I'm saying? Loyalty breeds loyalty. The way. That is absolutely one of my quoted shirts. I have a series of quoted shirts that I'm doing this spring, and that's one of the first ones I'm gonna drop because that is a narrative and a reality, though. Consistency creates separation. Mac, how you doing, my baby?
Oh, I'm doing good today. I had a long, busy day.
So let me just put a sidebar in there. No high blood pressure is serious. No, absolutely. Listen, man, Panda. It absolutely is, though, and that's what kind of made me switch up my primary care doctor because I was at work and we got to, and I don't want to get on no soapbox, but anytime you're in pain and discomfort, like the beauty is before I jumped in the mortgage industry, I was in the medical field for 19 years. You know what I mean? I know I didn't look old enough to be having a 20-year beard in the medical field. And what you get cut that beard? No. It's No Shave November, so the beard's still intact. We ain't touched the beard. But we definitely had to get the George Jefferson together, you know what I'm saying? So the beard is still not touched. It's No Shave November. Ladies, shout out to y'all holding it down, you know what I'm saying? I see your little fuzzes and little chest hairs and little snappy dugout, you know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all holding it down for No Shave November too. But
damn. Listen, hey, see, I don't no. This is anything for me. For prostate cancer. Why the fuck would I not shave? I can't get that shit. No women, ladies, shave. Don't do that.
Wait, whoa, Manda, what the? Man, you got me fucked up.
In what?
In my beard, Manda. You better go on some motherfucking word, Manda. You better stop, Manda. Let's okay. Let's get to the topic. Let's get
next. Lord have mercy.
Hey, man, my name is Randy, okay? Just so we know. Let's just go there before you want to sit on my fucking beard. But anyway.
Lord.
She said I could see myself on it, sitting on it. Okay,
Is that
anyway.
what she said?
Or maybe I read that wrong.
She said,
in it.
I can see myself in it. So, okay. Is there a reflection? What is you talking about?
Oh, she said she can see my forehead? Oh, but she...
Oh, damn. This nigga here.
Fooling.
Okay, topic. Let's start.
Oh, shit, I ain't
What's
smoked
up?
today. I'm about to put it together now. You see I got the dark leaves, bro. Like...
So today, y'all, we talking about Prop 3. Do you agree?
Well, it don't matter if you agree or not now. At this point,
it really doesn't because it's law,
passed.
but everybody can still have their opinion about it.
Yes.
Because if you look at the votes, I mean, we got 56-something% of people that voted for Prop 3.
Wait. Hold on. Let me just stop.
We're not about to.
We gotta acknowledge one of these guests, man. We're gonna acknowledge
Oh.
my guy Bone, Hannibal Clemens, man. My guy been holding it down, doing a bid, a stretch, 10 toes down. And how the fuck are you on the podcast?
Because that's my S&V 7 Mile and Van Dyke.
You already know
right
it,
there,
bro.
man.
That's what you gotta know about me, bro. Like
dog.
I'm East Side, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like 48205,
Shout out to my dog
48207.
Hannibal Clemens in there locked
Let's
down
go,
watching
Bone.
us, man.
My
We
baby.
done made
and
it,
he
y'all.
probably-
We done made it.
It's a
Mac
reunion.
and Macho done made it to the prisons.
Damn,
And
bro.
Listen.
he probably wearing this 7 Mile Radio shirt.
Okay.
Let's go. My boy in there holding it down
Holding it
for
down. That's
Excuse My Truth
that's my dog.
podcast.
That's
Let's
my
go.
dog.
Okay,
Man,
so
me and
let's get
Bone
on the
got about
topic.
20
We losing
years, bro.
viewers. We losing viewers. So let's
All right,
talk about
all right,
the
let's
topic.
get to it.
They
So,
came
so
on to talk
proposal
about
3,
the
y'all.
topic.
It passed. It's edged in stone now. Women continue to have the right to choose abortion. My position on it immediately was always, I'm pro it. Because I don't ever see, and it's funny because we used to have these debates in the barbershop because obviously I was a believer, you know what I'm saying? At the time I was really going hard, you know what I'm saying, spiritually and in the church, you know what I mean? And the barber used to always be like, well, you know, as believers and as Christians, and I'm like, okay, dude, there's always a sense of, to me, reality and morality that goes in every religion and every spiritual belief.
Or that should.
That should, right? You know what I mean? And again, somebody talked about when I was telling Mac, don't add to the Bible. We're not adding to the Bible. But again, if a woman has dealt with rape, molestation, incest, how do you tell her she has to have that child because it's a sin?
Right.
To have an abortion.
It was a sin to rape.
Sin to create it.
Okay,
Actually.
so like,
So I'm damned if I do or damned if I don't.
Yeah.
Basically. So maybe let me pick my poison.
Yeah,
As
so-
opposed
so-
to you telling me what I should do because of what you think I should do.
absolutely, and I don't think that's fair to put a woman in that position or to penalize a doctor for a woman choosing to go through the legal procedure of going to get an abortion. I ain't talking in the basement on the east side with
in
Auntie
the alley
and them.
and
Yeah,
shit.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about a
right.
legit,
And
you know,
Michaela.
procedure. You can't force a woman to bear a child when it wasn't a consensual
Situation that you got
situation.
conceived in.
Facts. So it passed. The funny thing is, the way they were wording that proposal, it could have put you in a trick bag, because there were so many other elements to it that it was more than just the abortion part of it. So even them talking about say no on proposal 3, it really made
It
you
was
think
three
like,
other things on there that you probably wanted to say yes about.
Facts.
And it put you into conflict. You know what I'm saying? That's to say, okay, well, what's more important to me? Like, I'll sacrifice being able to do this
Right.
for not being able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's sick, man. Like, why do they keep putting so many different elements in one proposal that's contradictory? I would say, it is contradictory.
And they do seem contradictory.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean? So, but like you said, you got to choose your poison.
definitely gotta
Choose your
choose your
pleasure.
They
poison.
need to redesign. That's proof
your
to me that
poison,
something
choose
is
your
not
pleasure.
right with this voting system. Even if it's the way that they've designed the ballots in the proposals, something ain't right about it.
Mac,
mean-
what was your position on it?
My position is, and I don't have one, and I'll be very honest with you. This is what I had to do my senior thesis on in my senior year
Abortion?
of high school. I had to pick a side, and so I had to do a thesis on whether I was pro-choice or pro-life, and literally had to pick a side, and it was very difficult because I couldn't pick a side. Now, in general, I believe that if God allows, you know, the life to be produced, you know, then maybe perhaps that life should come forth with some purpose. I do.
Can I
believe
echo your just real quick, because that was literally my barber. He was a deacon, and that was like he held strong on that, and he used to always say, "Well, guess what? The devil can't give life. Like there's no parts of life the devil he's not a giver of life. He's a taker
comes
of it.
to steal,
kill and destroy. Right? He doesn't give any part of life.
Right.
So anytime the Lord allows conception to happen,
He has a purpose in
That's-
it, but
that
that it's not may not always be that child come forth, because there are children that are miscarried. Mm-hmm. But that's an act of nature. That's an act of
and that's
God,
what
and
his
that's
position
Him
was.
choosing that this child has no purpose in coming forth into this life. And my position on that, but I have exceptions.
right?
You know, I can't just be blanket one or the other. The exceptions are you have children that are raped, children that are impregnated by their molester or their rapist. You have women that could possibly die if they are forced to bring forth life.
Right.
And then that child comes into the world without a mother. You know, or you have a risk to either the life or the life of the child or the mother. I think there are exceptions to every rule. And those would be my exceptions. But my personal experience is that
Go ahead.
my personal experience is that I have a child that I didn't give birth to. And this was as a consequence of statutory rape. She was 15, he was 32.
Oh wow.
By the time the mother found out, it was too late for anything,
Right.
And then that's another topic. I mean, another segment we could talk about is the late term abortions. Once life is starting to form. You know what I mean? But it was too late to do anything, and so that worked out in my favor.
Right.
So I don't have a position.
Is it McKellar? Mm-hmm. McKellar? I like the way you spell that too. I agree. Keep your politics off my body. You know what I mean? Like, don't force your political stance to determine my moral compass, right? Or my moral standards. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't talking you and sitting in the office amongst, you know what I mean, others determining whether I gotta go through it. My guy Bone says, Mark D, what up? I'm repping for y'all in here. 11 months left and 7 Mile for pro-life. It's her choice. Unless it's mine, then hell no. Summit, here we come.
What Summit?
That's where you going to get the rosary beads from. Stand up 8 Mile. Shout out to my 8 Mile gang. They know what it is.
He said unless it's mine.
Right. Then
he ain't trying to do no abortion.
He's saying pro-choice. He's basically saying it's her choice unless it's his.
Choice. I got it.
But okay. I mean, to Michaela's point, I mean, it's your body, right? And I think when you're getting to the point where you make a female a woman, you control their, like, again, make that make sense to me. This is not slavery days where you gonna, you know what I'm saying, like, force me into this. Like, I don't have no choice. I have a choice.
I do have a choice.
I have a choice. This is what they made the Constitution for. So when they talk about and again, that's where, because there were some moving pieces to that Roe versus Wade. That were some other parts. A lot of moving parts that, again, I'm not a politician. Shout out to my little cousin Nene. She's the GOAT politicians in our family. But yeah, I don't know the whole Roe v. versus Wade and them overturning it, but at the thought of now it's a crime and prosecution happens and prison happens, and even the woman who went through it could suffer prosecution for a choice is asinine.
Didn't we just go through this 2 years ago with the COVID vaccine where they were trying to make it mandatory for everybody? And we said, hell no, like, it's my choice, my body, whatever I want to do with it or not. Yeah. Now we're turning around and having this same conversation again, just about a different procedure. We already told y'all we didn't want y'all in our business and dictating what we do and what we don't do with our bodies. Who are you to do that?
Yeah.
Facts. And that was just an injection.
You know what I'm saying? That was right. That was just a shot.
It was just a shot, big dog.
Now you want to be able to go in and snatch a baby out of a woman's ass,
or tell me that I can't,
or tell you that you can't.
Yeah. In any context of telling a woman what she can do with that good juice box, you fucked up. You for the beginning of times, you ain't never been able to control that juice box, bro. That's what the invention of side dudes came in at. Okay, you ain't telling her what to do with that box.
She said it's Ebby says it's our body, our choice. However, we shouldn't be out here having abortions as a form of birth control. I absolutely agree with you, Ebby. I mean, I think, to be very frank, that's probably the predominant reason why people are getting abortions. And that's why the pro-lifers are just so outraged. Because it's like, y'all just out here being reckless, not using protection, producing life and killing life. Or killing the possibility of life, because there's still a question of viability. There's still a question of when do you consider this to be a life?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's what the end all. Listen, I'm always a thumb pointer. I'll be the first partaker of the fruit. I probably got three kids. Yeah. So I've had three sets of rosary beads, my boy. You know what I'm saying? They was, but the thing, all three of my trips on 8 Mile, shout out to 8 Mile, you know what I'm saying? Not just Eminem repping 8 Mile.
So let's be clear for the people that aren't familiar, because I really didn't know what you were talking about. So it might be some people on here that don't know.
So when I'm saying rosary beads.
You had 3 abortions.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm saying
not
rosary.
You.
well, pun intended. I definitely paid for 3 abortions.
Right.
I did. I paid for 3 abortions.
As a form of birth control, because why?
As a form of I ain't fucking ready to have a bunch of kids right now. However, this was with my kid's mom / my wife. Like, we were married when we got these procedures done, and it was really just at times where we just had 2 kids in 1 year, and of course, you know what I mean, like, I was forgetting to pull out, you know what I mean, and
he said forgetting.
So we just wasn't in the oh hell no,
right.
We just wasn't in a position to, you know what I mean, put that many kids out that fast. And And it was with much regret though. Like no lie, that was a very emotional experience every single time. Like I swear to you, it was such an emotional strain on her body physically. It was a physical strain, but the mental and emotional part came because now she's dealing with, I killed my baby.
But how was it? Was it emotional for you?
Very. It was very emotional for me because like literally I went from no kids to 2 kids in 1 year. My son came in January, my daughter came in December. Right? Same year. So when we went back for her 6-week checkup, they were like, congratulations, who?
I've been stroking. That's what I've been doing.
He told you to wait 6 weeks.
I thought I waited 6 weeks though. This motherfucker jumped on one night. I came in drunk, and then I really I had to take a blood test for my daughter because I thought she cheated on me. I had no recollection of us
even fucking.
You know what I'm saying? She jumped on one night. Yeah, you came in drunk, bitch. When? But anyway, okay. But so for us, literally over the course of, oh wow, damn. So my daughters are 3 years apart as of right now. Ryan is 16, Miranda is 19. So in a 3-year period, we had 3 abortions.
Because 3 years?
Yeah, in 3 years,
so
a 3-year span.
Year,
essentially.
Yeah.
Yep, essentially. And then
average.
Yep, essentially. And then what happened is like after that last one, we had got to a pivotal place in the marriage where it was like, I want a baby now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the first 2 was bastards. Love them. But they were conceived out of wedlock. Okay, I'm such an honor. My kids hate when I say that too. Like, Ryan, so are you the favorite? Yeah. But at that point, I wanted a baby. I did. I wanted a daughter. You know what I mean? I did. I wanted a daughter. I was selfish. I only wanted one son. You know what I mean? So everything after that would have just been girls, and I ain't got no hair because of it. But so being somebody,
beaming on here too,
yeah, I appreciate you, my baby. Shout out to my barber. You know what I'm saying? You know she keep it real mean and clean. Yahtzee. But the fact that literally I experienced it and as a man had to deal with that emotional disconnect because it created a disconnect between me and her because I think after the second one she was like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like she wasn't working. It was like only my income, you know what I mean? So we were like, boom, like it's not the time, you know what I mean?
So do people in marriages use protection?
No.
They don't?
Unless somebody cheating.
Yeah, so
listen,
then the chances are you're gonna get pregnant.
Motherfuckers single ain't using protection. Right. Never had one, but not against any woman who wants. Well, choice though. She should have a option and a choice whether she wants to keep a baby or not. You know what I mean? But
that decision has to be made in a timely manner.
And
those people that you don't be going to them little back alleys or them dark web sites and going to these people to get this shit done at 6 months. Because there is a legal point of viability to where this child actually can survive outside of the womb.
Yeah.
And then that's when they consider it life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not because you detect a heartbeat.
Right.
That's why it's still legal, whether you detect a heartbeat or not. But in my opinion, I mean, sure, the heartbeat is what? Evidence of life, right?
And the heartbeat is I think by third week. The heartbeat is basically, you know what I'm saying, or when it.
That's
I don't know the embryo process.
That you can live outside of the womb at that stage.
Yeah, because we know you can't. We know realistically you can't as an embryo, as a still. You know what I mean? You can't come in, you know. But.
So Michaela said, she said that she had a friend that was raped at 14 and became pregnant. How do you make her have that child by her stepfather? It's wrong. Crazy. She was a child, and now you make her have a baby at that age. It's wrong. And who the hell are they to make that choice? I agree. I mean, that's
because if they would have voted no on it, that's would have been the reality of it. A 14-year-old who just got raped has to now have that child.
Now, so let's be clear. Proposal 3 is Michigan's proposal. There are states such as Texas that it's illegal. It's illegal to help participate any medical professional to perform. It's
right
illegal.
Now it is?
Yeah, right now. It's done. Proposal 3 was not nationwide. That was Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
No. I get that part of it, but I'm saying states, so right now it's banned in Texas?
Yeah, because there was a 10-year-old little girl that was raped.
Oh, come on, and was pregnant?
And was impregnated. And she had to leave Texas, to go cross state lines into another state to have an abortion. And then the state of Texas sought to criminalize the medical agency that facilitated the abortion.
But it wasn't in Texas. How do you process or prosecute a case?
You can't tell me what the fuck to do once I'm out your state.
Facts.
You know
so how do you even like?
What they said because she was a citizen of Texas that it applies still.
And it's still your law. It's still that law applies to you. And they say in their law that anybody who helps to facilitate it.
Wow.
So if you drove her there.
That's what Proposal 3 was saying too. If they would have like voted no on anybody. Like
if you go to Illinois to do it, you get.
Well, no, but anybody facilitate anybody
every state didn't pass it. A lot of those Republican states did not pass that. You know what I'm saying? So those people literally.
So you think this was a Democratic? Was this like on the Democratic Party side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, and that's been historic. Republicans have been pro-life. Democrats have been pro-choice. That's been historic. But
Republicans want to populate so we can get that bag in. You know what I'm saying?
What they want to do is secure.
They want to repopulate, right? Because they
have
more abortions.
Have become the minor.
Yeah.
Over 60% of abortions that are done are white women.
Really?
And, yes. And then on top of that, right? They're having a lot of miscarriages. They're not populating as fast.
So
as
it's endangering the purity of this race.
So by the numbers and projection, 50 years, 100 years, if they're down there be extinct.
If we illegalize this, then our women have to stop going and killing our
So all my Dexter 100 years.
Again, that's the reason why I forget the lady's name. But she was on the stage with Donald Trump, and she said this is a great victory for white life. When they even presented the situation, because they want to prolong.
Did she say white life?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did.
They kept playing that clip.
Yes.
I watched CNN.
She said this is a great victory for white life. Yes. So that lets you know
that
this is all about
you said the white women. The white women.
The 60%, at least 60% of these babies ain't gonna get aborted no more. At least
so we're gonna start populating. We're gonna start. Our numbers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's bananas. I didn't know those statistics and those numbers. I just, again, when I started getting into the nitty gritty of the proposal, the one thing that stood out to me was, okay, and I even went up to the lady when I went to go vote. Like when I went to go vote, because I definitely went and voted. If you don't vote, shut the fuck up.
Taj, why do you say it's a touchy subject? She said, to me, it's a very touchy subject.
Because my nigga probably got a whole drawer full of rosary beads.
Dang, boy.
Hey, it's Excuse My Truth podcast.
It is.
So if you get offended, www.fuckyourfeelings.com. Log on, leave a review, you know what I'm saying? And management to get back with you never.
I'm trying to find that sound bite where she said the great white of victory for white life.
That's some ill shit, though. She said that, though.
No, she said that shit.
That's some sick shit.
And she meant that shit.
Okay, what the comments saying? We got any comments in there live?
Rodney Davis and the newly. This is what Mill overturning of.
To be President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
It's a victory for white life to ban abortion. Why? Because the majority of the abortions are done by white women. You didn't hear it? I heard it. It didn't come through your thing?
No.
I was listening to it.
I didn't hear the part where she said it's a victory for white
in America. I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Karen!
Everything has an agenda behind it. Everything in politics has an agenda.
Karen said,
great victory for white life.
Karen said, this is a great victory. No, white lives don't matter. All lives do matter. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, no.
All lives do matter. You're right. You're right. All lives do matter. But she's, wow, that's ill. She said,
y'all heard it.
This is a victory for white America.
That's because she knows the statistics.
Wow.
And she knows that they are still gradually becoming a minority.
They are the minority right now. Ain't no gradually becoming. Yeah. They are the minority. Yeah. That's the part of the whitewashing and the brainwashing that they use to say, okay, they're calling us the minority. Again, giving us or tricking us with the impression that we're lesser than.
Right, right. No, we
numbers.
drove. Yeah.
Even in numbers, like even if it, like, do you know that? And this is kind of off subject, but it's kind of the same point. If you look at the globe, right? Do you know that the country of Africa is exaggerated? I mean, like it's diminished, really. I ain't gonna say exaggerated. The country of Africa, I mean continent of Africa will fit all of the continents in the world inside of it. But if you look at the globe, it looks small as hell. Like it's damn near the size of Brazil.
It do.
You know what I mean? That's again just to condition us that we are lesser than what we really are.
That's crazy you say that. And that's a very great analogy because you wouldn't think that Africa could fit every other part of the world
inside of it. That's how big it is in real life. They don't want us to know how big we are in real life.
Rakisha says the reality of it is that they are afraid of us, so anything they can do to stop us from reproducing is a victory to them.
Dropping bombs on them, Chef Keisha.
I don't think they were intending to stop us from reproducing.
Oh, yes, they are. They killing us at a crazy ass rate.
Well, they're killing us at a rate, but I'm saying in such that if your next step, if you leave it up to Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court, your next step would be let's ban contraception.
Right.
We want to ban homosexuality. We want to ban gay marriage. He want to go back to the Old Testament for real. You know what I'm saying?
He said, if your wife cheat on you, stone her ass. Go get 5 rocks, tie her up to the tree, and bink, Yahtzee, bink, Old Testament style.
Listen, but for real, I mean, y'all, somebody call in. I mean, I know it's a touchy subject, and it's you know.
Cause Taj said he make her cry. Taj, I ain't never known nothing to make you cry, but too much motherfucking 1738.
She said, so what has her in tears though? She said it's a very sensitive topic. Have you had? Can I ask you? You don't have to answer, Taj, but I'm gonna ask. Have you had an abortion, and was it traumatic for you?
Right. How many? After which one was it traumatic?
Damn, bro.
Macho.
Come on, man. If she just said it's a sensitive subject, show some sensitivity, bro.
My bad. You're right. I gotta be. I'm sorry. This is the
that's
compliment.
The man in you.
Right. That's the
and
asshole in me.
This is the woman in me.
That's right.
But damn, even I wouldn't have been that brash about it. God
damn.
You said after which? Come on, man. Call in line is over 313-723-0481. Hit us up.
Tap in, y'all. I'm sorry, Taj.
Yeah, you need to really apologize to her.
White people are becoming minority. I thought it said Karen Hunter. I was about to say, okay, we got Karen on the line. Let's go.
She done crept in this motherfucker.
Explain to us why it's a great victory for white life.
I don't believe she said that. I would really love. Do we have any Caucasian Anglo-Saxons on the line? Yes, I did. I was depressed for months. But Taj, all jokes aside, that's what I was sharing with them as far as what my kid's mom went through. You know what I mean? Because it was such an emotional a drain on her. It was physically like she was down for, you know what I'm saying, a week and a half, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But like she would have fucking nightmares, bro. She would wake up out of her sleep like in sweats and crying. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you like if y'all had an average of 1 per year in 3 years. I bet you, like, with every one, it was just like a compounding trauma. You know what I'm saying?
And it was something that we had to deal with later in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it was...
Was it the, so you made me, and she never could get over the guilt of you requiring her to do that?
1,000%. It was like you manipulated me, you convinced me, you talked me into it when I really wanted... And she did. I was like, oh, shit.
So was she resistant every time?
Well, every time it was like probably okay, well shit.
It was your decision.
So grab them rosary beads. What color we want this time?
Damn, bro. That's heavy.
It was, and it was a lot. It put a lot on a lot of strain on the marriage, obviously. But I think even more though, it just put a lot of strain on her physically because like you can't
Hold
keep.
that thought.
Michaela said,
"What's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from?"
This is Taj.
Hey, Taj. Macho. Be nice.
I'm be nice. Hey, Taj, how you doing? Long time no see. I ain't seen you and talked to you in a minute. How are you, sis?
Hi, little big brother.
Talk to us, Taj. What's your story?
Abortion is very touching to me because I was young.
You mind telling us your age?
I was 16 at the time.
16.
Right now, I'm 38.
Okay.
I was 16. My mom couldn't accept it. She's like, oh, you got to have an abortion, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, this is my first. I don't know if I can have kids after this. I got to have her. Have her. Next child. I'm like, oh, it's too soon afterwards. Had abortion.
Wait. Did you go through with the abortion at 16 though?
No. She said
no,
she
I
had
had her. She's 21 now.
Okay.
And that's pride and joy.
Right, for sure.
Taught each other a lot.
Mm-hmm. Y'all grew up together, for real.
We grew up together. That's my heart.
You had your own little Barbie doll.
She taught me how to be a mom.
And so the next one?
The next one, I had abortion. I was depressed to where I was in depression to where at night the baby came to me in my dreams, everything, to where I was like suicidal.
Guilt.
It was guilt, like it was eating me alive. Like it just hurted so bad that I don't know what it was that took over me. Like it had me in tears, like right now today, because the baby came back to me in my dreams for like months and months and months. So that's why every kid after that I kept, besides the miscarriage, that was unfortunate. Whatever. So whatever kid came after that is on earth.
And so it was the emotion. It was the emotional.
It was emotional. It was very emotional. So even when my kids produce kids, and my son like, Mom, I'm not ready to be a mom. I'm not ready to be a dad. I'm like, you lay down. You was focused. You had sex. You knew what the consequences were. Was
the abortion your decision?
The abortion was my decision after my first one because of I didn't think I was financially ready for a second one. She was young.
And how old were you in between having your baby girl to having the abortion? How much time had passed?
I was 16 going on 17 when I had my daughter. 3 weeks before my 17th birthday, I had my daughter.
And when did you get pregnant again?
I was probably 18.
So about 2 years.
Ready. I was still trying to figure out life as a mother at that age. You know what I'm saying? So it was already emotional, draining. Now I gotta go do something different. I can't go to school because this, that, and the third. I wasn't, the state of mind I'm at now, I wasn't focused on, I don't care about what nobody thinks. Then I what my classmates gonna think, what they gonna say, like, she just had a baby, she pregnant again. But now, in the mindset I'm in now, I really don't care.
Yeah, we know you don't care now, Taj.
So, if you had it to do over again, would you make the same decision?
I would.
You would?
I would.
At that age and in those circumstances?
If I had the same mindset, I would. I just go ahead and thug it out. I wouldn't at all.
So,
I wouldn't at all.
Stay on the line. Carla says, why not use birth control or rubbers so you won't have to have an abortion? And that, I guess...
And so the thing was, I'm going to speak on that too, because I was on birth control. After my daughter, I was on birth control. But with birth control is tricky. If you don't take birth control, now that I'm in the healthcare field, because now I'm a nurse and I have knowledge of everything. So if you don't take birth control at the same time
every day,
it throws you off.
It diminishes its effectiveness.
Shout out to all the healthcare workers.
Effective.
CNA's up.
It's not effective at all. So if I wake up and I take it at 6 in the morning every day, but then the other 2 days I might take it at 10, it's not effective at all.
So
So I was on birth control.
That's interesting
I was
though.
on birth control heavy, taking it.
But no form of
But I
birth
wasn't
control
taking
is
it.
100%.
Yeah, but see, Carla, I was definitely like that comment I was coming back to, because in my situation, the very first one we had was like a collective, because we had just had the two, right? So we were both on the same page with that one.
Mm-hmm.
The second abortion, I basically suggested it, right? Now, at that point, after the second one, she was on birth control. She stopped taking the birth control and didn't have that conversation with me. Like, and I, at that time we were married, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, how do you not, like, this is something we agreed on, right? To prevent this, because we agreed that we wasn't, and for you to stop taking them, and now you're pregnant again. It's like, my baby, we gotta go get some more rosary beads.
But that wasn't my situation. I was on birth control, but I didn't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
To be on
You
it
figured
at
as
the
long as you
same
took
time
it, like if you
every
take it
day.
at 8,
As
and
long
then
as
you
I
forgot.
took it every day, no matter if I took it at 6 a.m., if I took it at 2 p.m., if I took it at 3 p.m., it was effective. But that wasn't the case.
Man, you know how many,
not the case.
working in the medical field, and I worked in the OBGYN clinic for like 2 years. And I gave out so many depot shots to teenage girls. Like, swear to God, it messed me up when I gave the first teen, like, and I thought she was literally grown. This girl was only 12, and she was built like, you know what I'm saying, like a brick house at 12. And obviously the depot shots progressed her development, you know what I mean, because of the hormones and all of that stuff that's in those. But you would see in that same little 12-year-old who was getting the depot shots, by the time she was 15, she was pregnant.
Again.
No.
Oh, just, off the depot?
Yeah, off the depot, and like, but now getting ready for the baby.
A condom ain't 100%. The shot
Abstinence.
ain't 100%.
It's nothing.
The only 100%
really
is abstinence.
That's it.
So, I mean, it's not that
it.
people are just being reckless. I mean, shit happens.
Shit
you know what I'm
happens.
saying? And
So
are you ready for it or not? That's another question.
So I'm not saying at the end of the day that I'm against abortions, because it's different circumstances that you want to have abortion. That could be through family rape. It could be through just rape on the streets or whatever. But when it comes to when two couples are together and do whatever they do, you know what the circumstances is. You know
the possibilities.
What the outcome is. So you should have protected yourself. So don't put me at risk to have an abortion when females, they can't handle it. But if it's something
trauma.
Man, but when we both consensual, like, let's go, because she said don't put me in a position to have an abortion.
Something that has to do with rape or something like that.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking back to the proposal. Okay, you're right. 100%.
Yeah, so I get that part.
Yeah,
I get that part. I understand that part. Because you don't want your child to be nothing that has to do with what
that
you went
situation.
through.
Yeah, facts.
So I get that. But when it's two people that's grown and y'all want to be intimate and be involved, y'all take accountability for y'all actions.
Would you say that in a marriage as well, Taj?
Not ready.
Would you say that in a marriage as well? Because when I said, well, do people use protection in a marriage? You say, damn. And I'm like, I guess not.
In the marriage as well, because at the end of the day, when we took those vows, we took those to be one.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would have said this, that, and the third in there, but once I became pregnant, it's gonna come with the circumstances. Because
yeah, being married is like that's
legally, I'm a married individual.
Mm-hmm.
So, Macho, don't laugh.
I'm being nice. I'm focused.
I see you laughing. I'm working through whatever I'm working through in my marriage.
I'm rooting for you, my baby.
On papers, I'm married.
Yahtzee.
Okay.
So whatever comes with it comes with the circumstances.
I mean, babies is part of being. I think that's part of the purpose of being married.
So that's part
right?
of the whole family.
It's not true. Not every woman wants kids. Not every man.
Not every woman wants kids. They don't. But then what you do is you do things to make sure.
Doing to have a kid.
Yeah, just use some precaution. Okay, maybe it's not 100%, but you decrease your chances if you use something.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? But if we're just using it as a form of birth control, I think that's reckless. Really.
You have to have a conversation before all of this to say, okay, I only want one. I only want 2 kids. And then we take precaution. But if you just no pull-out game, it is what it is.
Right. You run the consequences. You know what I'm saying? You run the risk.
Hey, listen.
We gonna
First of all,
Macho like no.
We absolutely no. Because I appreciate your calling in. First of all, thank you for calling in. It's Excuse My Truth
podcast. I have
podcast.
6 kids.
She got 6 of them boys, so you know she got that good no pull out.
How in the world do y'all
She got
do
that good no
I don't
pull
even
out.
know how I
Nigga ain't even pull. Nigga don't even want to. Nigga just go to sleep and wake up and shoot again. Catching bodies at the club.
So it's no.
You're supposed to have 7 in a possible, like a game of spades. That's a flight right there. That's the
Ebby said men need to be more proactive as well. We can't just go to sleep. You got to be part of the process or the whole process. Yeah. Whether it's prevention or whatever.
But
she said it takes 2 people to make a baby, wear condoms, vasectomy, or whatever it is you're going to do.
Taj, we appreciate you calling in. We got a couple other people that want to tap in. We always love your support. We appreciate you every week just tapping in and supporting the show. Hopefully we'll see you sooner than later. We would love you in the audience. You know what I mean? We would definitely love to talk about, some good stuff. But that being said, Taj, thanks for calling in. I want to go back to what Eb said
have
too.
A good one.
You as well, Taj.
Thank you, Taj.
Ebby said something else too, and I appreciate you cuz tapping in, Eb. But she says Planned Parenthood was to control our population.
That's a whole nother show.
No, because it ties into this too.
No, but we don't have that much time. That's a whole. We need to do some research on statistics before we can speak with intelligence on that matter.
Yeah, but we don't even have to get the statistics to just talk about, because if she could say that bill was a go for white lives, then I think that's just the same as her saying what the opposite of that was.
No, it is, but we need to speak intelligently about that. We can't just frivolously just like talk about that, because if we're going to talk, that's a technical subject, and we have to come with some information.
I think that ties right into it.
I think it does, but this is about abortion and not political control.
But Planned Parenthood, what was that centered around?
I couldn't tell you because I never engaged them, never entertained them, and that's why I don't want to speak on it, because I'm not intelligent enough. I need to do some research. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Back to, she said, I hate the number, Mac. It's 313-723-0481. That's the call-in number.
I'm gonna give you the wrong number because I don't remember it. Macho knows.
Yeah, it's 313-7. I just put it in the chat. 313, and it's
right
already
at the
on
bottom of the screen. Right?
Yeah, it's on the bottom of the screen too.
Rakesha Ruffin said, "I have 4 children because I have always looked at abortion as a form of murder. If I was a woman enough to lay down, have sex, and get pregnant, I have to be woman enough to raise these children. My conscience just would never allow me to have an abortion, no matter the situation, because that type of guilt will break you or break me."
Wait, so does that mean you were against Proposal 3? Because you just said abortion is murder, and you also said in that comment, as you read it, that no excuse, no exception. Is that what it said?
She didn't say those words at all.
Oh,
she
I thought I
said
heard
no exception. Nowhere in there she said no exception.
It said I have 4 kids laid down pregnant in months.
She said because she believes it's a form of murder. But she didn't say with no exception.
She said no matter this. Well, what is that?
Where?
That's the same thing. It said no matter the situation.
I didn't see that part. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I did read
Did y'all
it,
see
but
what
I
Carla
don't
said
remember.
about white people are becoming the minority? They aren't having sex. They aren't having babies. Even in marriage, white women are sleeping with more black women.
They creating mixed kids.
But white women are sleeping with more black men.
Man,
more black
my
men are
east side,
sleeping with
my
white
east side
women.
hitter, my east side hitter.
White
Carla
women are
be
more
in that
prone
bag.
to contraceptive. That's why they're trying to ban those too. to.
Yeah, that because like if we ban contraceptives, then you have to conceive. Mm-hmm. And if you conceive,
but what you're saying is right. As funny as it sounded,
it's
Brad,
funny,
you
but
have to
it's,
bring
yeah,
life.
That's why I'm about to go read it though.
But yeah.
Dog, Carly, you funny, bro. Like, you funny. But that's facts, though. That's absolute facts.
Man, to call in again, we can't have two calls at the same time. So as long as she was on the phone, we couldn't take your call.
Yeah.
Call in again. It's open.
That's what I was saying in the beginning.
Let's keep it a bean.
Like they're not producing. They're having more abortions, and then I left out the part about them sleeping with black men. Like that's gonna prolong the longevity of their genes. That's not it.
Okay, here come Amanda.
What's going on, Carla? Who's this? Where you calling from?
Hey y'all, this is Amanda calling.
What's going on, Amanda?
Amanda, what's up, my baby?
What's up, Amanda?
Saw your shine in my forehead. How you?
You right. I'm glad we cleared that up because I definitely am not the type of woman that would come at a man, first of all, that way, nor would I disrespect myself on live TV and hit on you during a formal podcast. So just to let you know.
That's why it's called Excuse My Truth Podcast, man. Ain't nobody gonna throw no stones at you for, you know what I'm saying? Speaking your truth, my baby.
That's not what I meant. I meant my reflections. But anyways, back to the subject. I was 17 when I had my first child, and my boyfriend, I guess you can say at the time, was very abusive.
Wow.
And 18 months later, I found myself pregnant again, and the abortion process started with him because he did not want it at all. And if that law had been into effect, I would have had to carry this child until two things happened. Either one, my body expelled it itself. Well, three things. Two, either God intervened and said, okay, he's going to step in and do what he does best because it's his will and not ours. Mm-hmm. Or three, I would have had a special needs child. I am grateful for the women that called in and the women that are commenting, because this is the first time that I've heard that they've went through the same thing. And when I tell you, my sister had a baby the same time that I had an abortion, and I used to have nightmares of my child with half of my niece's face and half of a mutilated face. Asking, Mom, you didn't want me. And I had nightmares for months to come.
That's
and recently, in the last year and a half, I had miscarried, and my body did not expel it. So I had to have what is called a D&C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, testing and cleansing. That's what they call
Now, can I ask you, Amanda, do you mind me asking, was this your first time conceiving since you had your first child?
No. I actually have a baby through artificial insemination. So I have two children.
Oh, so you good. I mean, so you working and everything.
So yeah, but this third one, the same process that they have to do for you for a
abortion.
D&C, same process as for abortion. The only difference is they try to put a little bit more hardship off of the mother, and they put you to sleep. During an abortion, you are not asleep. They give you things.
Was it local anesthetic?
Yeah, they give you a twilight zone to where it, like, have you guys ever had a bone that was broken? They had to reset it. So it's the same drug that they give you when they give you an abortion. However, with the D&C, they actually put you completely to sleep.
So
the last year and a half, if that proposal had been going on during my miscarriage, I would have had to keep this child if it had not aborted. Now, I'm pro and I'm not against it. I am pro-choice on what a woman wants to do with their body. But personally, I know a woman who had to have 16 abortions because she will not protect herself.
Yeah, see, that to me right there is just reckless and irresponsible. Correct. And I mean, okay, you have the law to back you up, but it just is just reckless and irresponsible and immature as fuck to me.
Amanda, can I ask you a question? Opinion. Because you went through the emotional trauma of having that experience. Now, do you think, or was it a different emotional aftermath because you had a miscarriage versus a forced abortion?
I really don't know how to answer that. To me, mentally, because you have to understand that when a woman gives birth, she's going through hormonal changes anyway. Mm-hmm. She's going, through, and once they have the abortion or the DNC, she's still going through those emotional, hormonal imbalances. So, to me, it was when I had this miscarriage. They called it a missed miscarriage because my body did not expel it, and they allowed me to go to 17 weeks before they decided to take the embryo because we found out it was a she, did not have a heartbeat. So to me, it brought back a lot of memories of when I was forced to have this abortion from my abuser. I wanted to get out of the situation, and I want
trauma. That's some traumatic. That to know that the baby is not alive and you still have to carry it for the rest of the term, I guess.
Yeah. What? You had to carry it for the rest of the term?
17 weeks.
Well, not the rest of the term.
Oh, I didn't know how far along she was.
Yeah. That's torture.
Even for 17 weeks, though, right?
Yeah, what happened was he had beat me so bad to where the placenta was partially detached.
Wow.
So either if I would have kept the baby or tried to keep the baby, I would have probably bled out, or my child would have had some type of brain damage, considering that they didn't have the proper blood flow flowing to the child.
And this is one of those exceptions we're talking about.
Man.
If you giving birth is a risk to your life, then you definitely need to have the choice to save, to decide what you want to do.
Correct.
It shouldn't be up to anybody else. Like, oh no, you're gonna go ahead with it. If you die, you die.
And then what if the child end up dying as well?
Drago voice. If she dies, she dies.
And in Catholic, if you guys don't know this, in Catholic hospitals, they will save the child before they save the mother.
Catholic hospitals?
I don't know if you guys know that or not, but they save the child before they save the mother. And Joe's Hospital in Pontiac is one of the best neonatal intensive care. I used to work in the NICU that they had. So that's where I had went. I am not pro-choice. I'm not for it. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I am macho. I love you, but this is, speak your truth. In a marriage, I would never have, and I understand where you guys came from, and I understand why, and I understand your choice, because it is your choice at the end of the day. It is nobody else's choices but yours and your wife. But in a marriage, I would not have gotten an abortion ever, because this is, we're together. However, I do not flaw you for that or fault you for that, because that's what you and your wife felt like was best for you. And that's what the government is trying to take away from us slowly with different things, like you guys brought up with the COVID vaccination. Some employers won't even hire you if you haven't got the COVID vaccine.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
healthcare workers had to get it, though. Healthcare workers was losing their jobs if they didn't get it.
Yep, they had to. And I just lost my train of thought. But the government will try to control you in any type of way. I think you guys have spoke about this before, is what you are conditioned to and what you are raised to believe is usually what you believe. Mm-hmm. What if you have a child that never sees the outside of the world, and you tell them that the outside of the world is just the neighbors down the street and the neighbors around the corner, they will believe that because they instill it into us at a younger age. And this is what I feel like this is part of them trying to control what we have going on. And I did not know that 60% of white women are
over 60%.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. She fucked me up with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all know I got 2.5 hours to do research before the show, right?
Right, and I love that about you. I love that you do your research before you do it. And I also believe that they wanted to ban this abortion because the black women that do have babies, the majority of them, do have to get on state aid. And state aid is paid by the government. But the government gets the funds from where? They get it from the wars that we fought. They get it from the taxes.
The taxes.
They tax us on top of the tax on top of the tax. You get taxed for, well, you don't get taxed for your food, but you get taxed for what you pay, what you buy. You get taxes taken out of your check, and then you get taxes at the end of the year if you haven't paid the proper amount. So these are the ways of the government that they control us with. And I seen
Manda.
I'm gonna say this.
Manda.
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Thanks for calling in. We got like 3 minutes. We got to close it out.
Okay.
I don't want to get into a whole nother topic. Maybe we'll carry it over into next week. But we got to get ready to close it out.
We appreciate you, Manda.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Guys, I love you guys.
Thank you for viewing and listening and commenting and calling.
No problem. You guys have a wonderful night. I'll be back on.
All right.
All right.
You too.
Yeah, this was definitely a good way to just kind of reflect and have some good conversation, man. You know, a lot of people definitely have some personal experiences that were shared, and we appreciate everybody's comment, everybody logging on, everybody tapping in, everybody just being able to say, excuse my truth, and share your truth.
Yeah. I appreciate the ladies that called in and were transparent and willing to share their experience and share the trauma of that experience. And, I mean, to each his own. It's legal, so you're not doing anything legally wrong.
Right.
My final thought would be, let's just be a little bit more proactive than reactive. Let's try to prevent the pregnancy so we don't have to abort the pregnancy. That's my opinion.
My final thought, I mean, just based on us, the conversation, I think first of all, let's shout out to you amazing, beautiful black queens that bring life into the world, man. Like, if it wasn't for you all and being willing to bear child, like it wouldn't, again it takes two, you know what I mean? Like, you can't even get artificial insemination if the man don't ejaculate, you know what I mean? So it's always going to take that too, and that's the way God designed it. So I just want to say thank you. You guys are appreciated, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for those that have experienced abortion willingly, forced, or in any parts of that, we sending you healing energy too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because that's a traumatic thing. It's an emotional, like she said, she woke up and having nightmares of her niece on one side of the face and you know what I mean? So that's different.
I don't think that's something that any woman, and I've never experienced it, praise God, but I I don't think that ever leaves them.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's why we're gonna send them some healing energy.
The intensity of the trauma may diminish over a period of time.
but
that's something that's
like a person living with murdering somebody.
Triggered by something.
That's like a person living with murdering somebody, right? Like you gotta realistically think like the rest of your life that's gonna play. You know what I mean? But that's my truth. I think women should have absolutely the right to choose. What they do with their body, right? They can choose to, you know what I mean? And I think it's always still age appropriate when they're talking about, pro-choice or whatever, but you can't tell that 13-year-old baby that she has to have a child because her uncle decided he wanted to take advantage of her. Right? And you can't tell that female who was just gang raped that she got to now conceive a child.
That's
because
9 more months of trauma.
Yeah,
then
you know
delivery
what I mean? So,
trauma, then separation
I think I'm glad Proposal 3 passed just because it gives women choice.
Absolutely.
And that's my final thought.
Tune in next Wednesday night at 9 o'clock with Mac and Macho, 7 Mile Radio, and our engineer Mark DeAndre.
Excuse My Truth podcast, effects. My baby.
Peace.
Warning. You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.